When's the best time to shoot a video, you ask? First thing in the morning, your hair's still wet and you haven't done your makeup. Let's put that on YouTube. So, I lost. I didn't even, not even losing, and when I say I lost, not like, oh, I lost to someone. You know, not even that kind of losing. I failed. It was a dumpster fire. It was bad. I can probably honestly say every time I turn the video on, the dogs want to play. I swear, it's like they know the beep of the camera. They know it. I can honestly say that was probably the worst champs I've ever had in my entire life, hands down. Allie and I just number one. So a small side. I don't like excuses. It drives me nuts. Allie and I failed because, one, I pushed her too hard, and two, she wasn't trained for the skills I was asking her to do. Simple. It was my fault. None of it was her fault. Not even a smidgen. It was all my fault. 100%. I can give a long list of excuses, but I don't like them. They drive me nuts. And that's a personal problem. You know, I'm sure I know, and people gave me excuses for me, if that makes sense. You know, oh, you had a bad week because, you know, you work so hard and so you're tired and you didn't give everything to your dog. Yeah, I work a lot at Champs. But I also thrive on it. I like working. I like doing stuff. I like being there and being in the middle of things and getting stuff done. I enjoy it. It's not something I dread or is awful. And I made sure last year I didn't give myself enough time with my dogs, you know, warming them up and stuff. And this year I made sure I gave myself lots of time to connect with her, lots of time to, you know, do all the warm up stuff to make sure she was ready, all that. I made sure. You know, and so there's all these excuses being given for me, and I'm just not a big fan of it. Because when it comes down to it, the nuts and bolts of the whole thing is it was my fault. I shouldn't have. I ran her in silver stakes. She wasn't ready for that. And I failed. Simple as that. I failed. So where do I go from here? Number one, I reevaluate what I do with her. Distance is not her passion as it is mine. Distance is not her love as it is mine, nor, you know, Try is her aunt. Try love distance. Allie is not Try. So, so I'm going to reevaluate what I do with her, reevaluate how I run her, reevaluate what I do next year. Right now, my feelings right now are she will probably never run stakes again. If she does, it would only be starter stakes. She ran in silver stakes this year. She got qualified for silver stakes. We had a really good spring. And then things just went downhill, and in hindsight is one of those things. Hindsight, I should have just entered her in the regular class. She was not ready for that kind of distance, and I pushed her too hard. So from here, you know, this next year, like, we're off from Champs. I consider basically from Champs till like February, I'm off. I mentally am done with agility. My dogs are done with agility. We need a break. I always give my dogs a winter off. Always. There's a couple of trials spread around here and there. Like, I've got one trial. I'm hosting a trial in November. I might run her in a couple of things. And then there's a trial in December. I probably enter her in a couple things. But I'm not hot and heavy. I'll start trialing again hot and heavy like end of April, 1st of May. Is when my season begins. So we're off. So during the off season, I'm going to step back and do some different kinds of training with her. I'm going to step back and see what she wants to do. If she happens to qualify for starter stakes next year, that will be the most she does. But even that, I'm not 100% sure if I will enter her in starter stakes. I very well might just enter her in just the regular division. So yeah, What I've learned from this whole thing, and what I tell people constantly, even though it's still hard, it was mostly, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for myself as a professional. I was embarrassed for myself as a trainer. I was embarrassed for myself as just me. I was embarrassed. And I was hurt that I did that to her. I was very hurt. Thankfully, I have really good friends, a really good brother, a really good boyfriend that helped me through everything when I had breakdowns. Never mad at her. Never mad at her. Upset that I can't be more for her. I can't be what she needs. I'm upset. I was upset with that I failed on that. So for my finals round, I ran with her right next to her. Well, not right next to her. You know, I'm not built for the right next to her sort of thing. So in her finals, I ran with her to help her, to be there for her. We still had our bobbles, but she was much happier. We were much more connected. And I wish I would have done that, like, say, Friday. I wish I just would have ignored the dang lines and just went. And you can see in my videos where I'm still in the mindset of stakes, and I try to get back behind that line, and it's just so bad for him. So yeah, what I learned from this experience, what I already knew, but apparently I just needed a wake-up call for it. You have to do what your dog needs. You need to be who your dog needs you to be. Yeah. Yeah. I failed. I failed as a trainer. I failed as a handler. And I failed as her owner. I failed as her partner. I failed as her teammate. So yeah, anyway, there you have it. As somebody super awesome said to me, was talking me through all this sort of stuff, fail forward. Fail forward. I love that. I failed, and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do better. I'm going to learn from it and be better. And yeah, there you go.